Hey, how's it going, guys? I want to do this video to fill you guys in what's been going on with me. I went running for the first time in, I think, since 2014, since I had that really, really bad injury after running a half marathon. And currently, I lift weights 3 times a week. I do a 3-day split. I attack two muscle groups per session. So I'll do like back and bicep on Tuesday, and then Thursdays I'll do chest and shoulders, and then Saturday I'll do legs, and then I'll usually do like a little bit of cardio, like 10 minutes of bike after. And that's been working really, really well for me. But unfortunately, and it's not that big of a deal, but it's going to happen when you work out a lot. I tweaked you can see it right here, my right shoulder a little bit, very, very minor, and it's a little bit tricky. So it happened about a month ago. I remember I warmed up, or I didn't warm up, as well, and I was in a rush. I did some pull-ups, and pull-ups are a great compound movement, but when when you're extended out like this and you pull up, if you're not warmed up properly, uh, you can get a little impingement right here. So that happened, and then what did I do? Being the weekend warrior that I am, the following week, or after the injury, I did legs on Saturday, and then the following week, I still continued to work out, and I didn't feel too much pain. However, when I started doing my pressing movements, my bench press especially, I could totally feel it. And when that occurred the following week, I laid off the bench press, but I continued to do other workouts. And ever since that happened, because I didn't take a full 3 days off or so, um, I think because of that, it's been kind of nagging, and that's definitely my fault, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video and address nagging injuries. Having a all-out injury obviously is terrible. It's worse. But when you have a really, really bad injury, like I've had, like a toe fracture, or a medial shin tear, medial tibial tear, excuse me. When you have something like that and you're completely hobbled, there is no gray area. It's black and white. You just simply have to rest. If you have, let's say, a leg injury or an ankle sprain, which I've had, there's no gray area. It's rest. And even if you tried to work out and you're a gym rat or you're a professional runner, if your legs are gone, your legs are gone. There's no gray area. But with nagging small injuries, especially if you're very, very active, such as myself, and I love working out, um, it can be a little bit tricky. And if you continue to not listen to your body and you work out and ignore the small nagging injuries, even though it's a little bit small, because with my workouts on my shoulder after the injury, after a few minutes, or about 10 or 15 minutes, it would warm up, and then it would be completely fine. So I would kind of ignore and be like, oh, it's fine. But it just, every once in a while, I've noticed that it's taking longer to get it warmed up. So finally this week, I just said, I need to take at least a week off. Most experts recommend about 7 days. And right now it feels okay, but certain like angles, well, I'm holding it right now. If I like go like this, like backwards kind of, and sometimes if I stretch it too fast, I can feel it a little bit. So that's the reason why I decided to take the week off from lifting weights reluctantly, because I really want to lift weights. And I ran, and I was gonna just take the entire week off, but I was like, you know what, I could do some cardio. I'm not putting any pressure on my shoulder. And I did about a little over 30 minutes and on the treadmill at the gym. And it was kind of challenging because I haven't done it in a while. Surprisingly, my cardiovascular, not too surprisingly, but because I'm mostly only lifting weights, and it's anaerobic respiration, excuse me, not as opposed to aerobic, which is for running. Um, Considering that, my cardiovascular was still fairly good. I think my resting pulse is still like 60, I believe. So I ran. I did some like interval training on the treadmill, where basically sprint all out for a minute and then you walk for a minute, and that was kicking my butt. So I ran a little over 3 miles, and then I did 10 minutes of bike. So total a little over 40 minutes, which is why I'm like really, really hungry right now. So I gotta finish this video. So anyway, yeah, I just want to fill you guys and gals in and let you know that if you have a nagging injury, listen to your gut and just be very, very careful. There's no reason for me to potentially make this worse. So I'm fairly confident that after this week, it should return back to normal. And then also trying some new stuff, new exercises, running. I hadn't done it in a long, long time. I can only do a certain amount because I have bad feet. That's for another discussion. But if I run a little bit right now, it's going to be fine. I'm still going to burn some calories. And speaking of running, it definitely works different muscles. Now, I squat and you work your quads, your hamstrings. I do a lot of leg exercises, but I'm feeling sore in just really different areas. I think it's the lactic acid buildup from the running that I'm not used to. So mixing up your workouts and changing things up, which I have recommended in the past and I still do, is always good as well. It keeps your body guessing, and that's why I feel pretty sore. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow or the day after I'm gonna be pretty sore. So, anyways, that's my time. I've been lucky. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. I feel pretty good right now, but I just gonna take the week off, and then when I come back next week when I lift, I'm probably gonna be even really motivated. And it's good to break up the monotony and the routine of lifting weights. I do love lifting weights, and I'm probably gonna still stick with that. That's gonna be my bread and butter, excuse me, because I think running it's a great exercise, but I'm kind of past it at this point. I'll run a little bit, but I'm not gonna be doing like half marathons and stuff like that, which I did in the past. It just doesn't interest me as much. So, moral of the story, mix up your routine, watch out for nagging injuries, always listen to your body, and try some new exercises to prevent boredom, and you'll be good. That's my time. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.